Hello, you beautiful, beautiful people. You better buckle up because we are jumping into the Autumn Storm Season Festival playlist for the Horizon Race-Off. We're going to be taking on this week's Forzathon challenges double numbers to collect ourselves 180 Forzathon points and 5 points towards our festival playlist. We'll also be jumping in to check out this week's Forzathon shop, and we'll take a look at all the rewards and restrictions for this week's playlist. So if you happen to be new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing, smash that like button, share the video with a friend. Without further ado, let's jump into this week's Forzathon challenges. So let's crack on then, let's jump into this week's Forzathon challenges double numbers. Starting with Chapter 1, Muscle vs Rally. Both the 1970 Chevrolet Supersport 454 and the 1980 Renault 5 Turbo are iconic classic muscle and rally cars in their own right. Own and drive either of these vehicles. So just like last week, this week is the same. We have a choice of two vehicles for the weekly Forzathon challenges. The Chevelle Supersport 454 from 1970, or you can jump in the awesome 1980s Renault 5 Turbo. Both cars can be picked up at the auto show. The Renault 5 Turbo will set you back 120,000 credits, and the Chevelle Supersport will set you back 80,000 credits. Now, I'm going to be using both cars throughout today's video, but if you'd like to use the tune for either car, share codes for tunes are in the description and in the comments below. Own and drive then, hop into free roam from any festival site or player house, drive a couple of seconds down the road, muscle versus rally complete. So with Chapter 1 complete, it is on to Chapter 2, Rough and Tumble. Smash your way through rolling fields as you earn 10 ultimate record skills in Tierra Prospera in either the 1970 Chevrolet Supersport 454 or the 1980 Renault 5 Turbo. So Tierra Prospera is located just north of the Horizon Street Scene outpost, and as you can see, it is clearly marked on the map. 10 ultimate record skills in the Tierra Prospera area isn't going to be that easy to complete. As you can see, there isn't really that much to crash into other than a few trees. Just make sure you are hitting the correct tree or it's going to cancel out your skill chain. But just keep smashing and crashing into those smashable objects and you'll soon earn those ultimate wreckage skills. If we go ahead and hit this tree here, that's 1 ultimate wreckage skill, 9 to go. At any point during this chapter, you can head back to the festival playlist, head to the weekly of Forzathon challenges, and on the bottom of the chapter, you've got chapter progress, and it will tell you how many you have completed. I'm currently on 3 of 10. I'm on 6 or 7 ultimate record skills, and I'm going to tell you now, this chapter is a little bit time consuming, as there really aren't that many smashable objects in the Tierra Prospera area. Player Games really didn't think this one through, I don't think, although I am quite happy for the challenge. After about 10 minutes of smashing and crashing my way around the Tierra Prospera area, we finally get 10 ultimate wreckage skills, completing Chapter 2, Rough and Tumble. So with Chapter 2 complete, it is on to Chapter 3, zooming in on speed. After tumbling through the dirt, take the 1970 Chevrolet Supersport 454 with its aptly named 454 CID V8 engine, or the 1980 Renault Turbo 5 with its turbocharged 1.4 litre engine on the road as you earn 3 stars at any speed zone. So for this chapter, any speed zone will do, whichever one takes your fancy. I'm actually going to do an off-road speed zone this week. We're going to be using Orilla del Rio, located in the south side of the map. 110 miles an hour for that 3-star objective. Here we go then, 3 stars from speed zones using the Renault 5 Turbo. Let's let it rip. No funky run-ups, we're just going to run the speed zone as normal. Now the good thing about this speed zone, you is pretty much flat out the whole way. Kind of ignore the braking zones and you should keep that speed up. Slightly cut this last corner, taking out the fence, keep it in 5th gear, full throttle all the way around, coming in at 114.41. That will be 3 stars, and it'll also be Chapter 3, zooming in on speed, complete. So with Chapter 3 complete, it is on to our 4th and final chapter, Crossing the Streets. Warm up those engines a bit more as you take the 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle Supersport 454 or the 1980 Renault Turbo 5 to win any dirt race or street race. See if you can hit both cars top speed of 130 miles per hour. Now, the main objective for this chapter is to win either a street race or a dirt race. I'm not sure if we have to hit 130 miles an hour as well. I think that's just a suggestion. I don't think we actually have to do that for this chapter. So go and win either a dirt race or a street race. Don't worry about the 130. We shall see in a second when we complete the chapter. So we need to win either a dirt race or a street race. And just like last week, I've created a blueprint for both disciplines. So for my dirt racing choice, it is the Mulege Town Scramble. Well, like I say, I have created a cheeky blueprint called Forzathon Chapter 4. You can use either car, but I would suggest using an off-road tune. Just search my gamer tag Skippy 4631. Unfortunately, the share code isn't available right now, but it is in description and in the comments below. And for my street scene choice, I'm using Canon Run, located in the top right-hand corner of the map, and it's the race I'm going to be using to get this chapter complete. Well, again, I have a cheeky blueprint created called Forzathon Chapter 4, locked to either the Renault 5 Turbo or the Chevrolet Chevelle Supersport. I would suggest using an on-road tune for this race. Just search my game tag Skippy4631 or use the share code 452238483. And like I say, share codes for tunes and for races are in description and in the comments below. Now, as always, driver tile difficulty won't affect the races for the weekly Forzathon challenges. Now, I usually run expert, but as we do need to win, there's no reason to make it any harder than it needs to be. I'm going to bring it down to tourist. Here we go then. This should be an absolute breeze. Big V8 muscle car against Renault 5 turbos, and we are off to an absolute flying lead. Of course, it is on tourist, so it's going to make it a little bit easier, but got to cruise our way to that finish line. On to the final straight, finish line in sight, miles out in front, and across the line, first place. And as we head back to free roam, that is Chapter 4 complete, which also finishes off this week's Forzathon challenges double numbers, collecting us 160 Forzathon points and 5 points towards our autumn storm season. Now let's jump on over and check out this week's Forzathon shop. So again, 2 more auto show cars up for grabs and 3 vanity items in this week's shop. The 2018 Bugatti Chiron, 750 Forzathon points, 2.4 million at the auto show. The Tank Pool Racing Truck number 24 from Mercedes-Benz, 300 Forzathon points or 500,000 credits at the auto show. 3 vanity items, the Quick Draw Emote, the Apex Predators cap and the Grit Reapers helmet. 75 Forzathon points for each of these. As always, any spare Forzathon points knocking around, grab yourselves a normal wheel spin for 60 Forzathon points or a super duper wheel spin for 150 Forzathon points. Now let's head back to the playlist and check out all of this week's rewards and restrictions. So first things first, for the series progression on the asphalt races and the off-road races, we are almost at halfway through each bar. It's pretty even for unlocking that Ford Mustang 24 and the Ford Raptor. Jumping on back to the autumn storm season then, 73 points up for grabs in total. Brand new car to Forza Horizon 5 and the Forza franchise, rare and exclusive for 20 points completion, the Audi TT RS 2020. And for 40 points, a hard to find car, the Honda Trophy 2015. This week's online trial, we don't need roads. We're going to be grabbing the McLaren GT and we're going to be driving any car from the USA A800. Seasonal player games, Keeping the Crown is used to unlock a brand new song. Car restrictions for this, anything goes S2998. 2 PR stunts this week, Runway and Reservoir. Going to be grabbing Super Bowl spins upon completion. Car restrictions, anything goes S2998. And again, for the autumn season, 4 seasonal championships. We have a Jeep Trailcat up for grabs, a Jaguar F-Pace S, a Caddy ATS V, and the Lotus Elan, all up for grabs upon completion. Car restrictions for these 4, hatchback into action, going to be in Retro Hot Hatch C600. Triple C, we're going to be in any decade from the 1970s, C600. Jeep coming through, any Jeep B700. And finally, for unlimited power, unlimited off-road, A800. This week's autumn challenges for the treasure hunt Rind the Bend. We're going to be grabbing 100 Forza points and 3 points towards the festival playlist. This week's photo challenge Top Dog, going to be grabbing the emote Surfs Up. And finally, a collectible challenge Rally to Swim, going to be grabbing the Forza link chat phrase Too Soon Junior. No change on the monthly rivals, just another week to drive the new Ford Raptor and the 2024 Ford Mustang, and just another week to get in some more lap times. And finally, finishing things up with the DLCs, Rally Adventure events, the Danger Sign Dunes giving out a Super Ball Spin, Anything Goes S2 998 is the restriction, and the Seasonal Championship Making Tracks Subaru WRX 05 up for grabs. Going to be a Modern Rally B700. And to finish things up with the Hot Wheels events, one Super Ball's been up for grabs for completing a Speed Trap Dragon's Fall Speed Trap. Car restrictions Anything Goes S2 998. And finally, a Seasonal Championship like my old video games, Classic and Retro Rally B700 is the restriction, and the reward is the Holden Sandman. And that just about wraps up our autumn festival playlist. Keep chipping away at those races to earn points towards the series award for that Mustang and that Raptor R. Also, don't forget to put in the time and effort to unlock that Audi TT RS. But as always, thank you so much for watching. If you are new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing. Smash that like button, share the video with a friend. Any questions about Forza Horizon 5 or the first players, please do hit me up in the comments. Stay safe, and I'm out.